Alrighty, what's up, y'all? So let's just hop straight into the video. Today's topic is maturity. It's been a while since I did a motorcycle therapy thing, and if you're just joining me for the first time, I'm just a dude. Don't take anything I say to heart. Do your own research, make your own opinions, all that googag and disclaimers and such, because I'm not a professional, not a psychologist, not a psychiatrist. This is just my opinion on things that I talk about while I'm riding my motorcycle, and I ramble them off at the head. So now that the self-deprecating is done, I am actually pretty awesome. But either way, let's talk about some maturity things, right? So it's kind of, I swear this car is going to get over it. This kind of links to my regret video that I made a little while back. Like, without maturity, like how do you fully understand regret? And I personally believe maturity is situational, it's subjective, it's got a lot of factors into it. Environment that you're in, environment that you grew up in, and social economic factors, a lot of things. But overall, maturity can do great things for your life, unless you're like a psychopath and you're like, I got no regrets.
My credo, no regrets.
And that's just on you. I believe that I am way more mature now than I was before. And a lot of people that I know would say those things, and I know they truly don't embody those things, which kind of is what brought up this topic today. Like, I heard the phrase act your age to somebody the other day, and I hate that phrase, not because so much that I think they want to illustrate that they want the person that they're talking to, their target audience, to be more mature. Like, for example, my mother-in-law is old, like late 60s, early 70s, I think, I can't remember. But if she acted her age by the common society's definition, she'd be sitting at home, not doing nothing, relaxing, sitting on the porch, drinking iced tea, sitting in the rocking chair. No, this lady is out there. She's moving. She's shaking. She still bends at the knees, like picking up stuff off the ground like a youngin'. Ooh, motorcycle riders. And, I appreciate that because she's active. She's not letting time slow her down just because her age is in a certain demographic, right? But I believe that person who was saying the things wanted the person they were talking to, I can't name any names because they might watch this video, to act age appropriately for the situation they were in. Now, I myself have come across this, and it has now led me to a path where I'm just like low and slow for the win, right? I know when I'm doing immature things because I believe I have matured, and sometimes I choose to do immature things like speed in traffic. That's immature. I should wait my turn. I should be patient. But sometimes traffic can kiss my ass. I gotta go. And I know what I'm doing is wrong, but an immature person believes that what they're doing at the time is not wrong, and it doesn't affect anybody but them sometimes, not speaking for everybody, or that the repercussions or their actions and the repercussions that follow aren't that bad. So it's a way of justifying themselves out of whatever bad behavior they're in, right? That's my belief. So me as a mature person, if you will, I know when I'm about to do something stupid, and I make a conscious choice whether to do that stupid thing or not. I think sometimes I do have some impulses, and I may do a thing that I have not yet matured to a level where I feel that it was a problem, right? Like I said, the traffic thing, like, I won't wheelie in public, one, because I can't, because I'm scared, and I lost all my skills that I did have when I had them, and because I know that if something happens, my actions would affect other people around me, and I don't want that noise. I'll hurt myself by myself. Ooh, Hitler, got a bit rate. And that's okay. Now, say, for instance, I did have the skill to perform a phenomenal wheelie like I used to. At that time, I would probably make an immature decision based off the fact that I know that I shouldn't do that, and the fact that I know that those consequences would be bad, but based off the skill that I had, I would probably do it, as long as there's no cars around and I got a fairly safe chance of not wrecking anybody's shit, right? Is that a good choice? No. Is it awesome? Yeah, kinda. To me, but not to the people around me, not to the bystanders. Maybe some kids, it would be awesome, but I know that's an immature choice. It's just sometimes that battle between what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and as the old folks would say, what you know better, is tough. Like, also, There's a lot of things that I do in my daily life that affect my in my personal life that affect my professional life. Maybe, right? I'm a YouTuber-ish, kinda. I'm a dude on a motorcycle talking on YouTube, so I guess I'm a YouTuber. But I'm also just recently in E8. I'm a branch chief in the Air Force, and the things I do can be looked upon with great influence sometimes. Like, yes, we know to separate our personal and business lives, but sometimes that bleeds over, and that's okay, as long as I'm not doing things that are just blatantly stupid, like doing drugs, obviously blatantly speeding in traffic and catching it on camera, doing things that endanger others, because that would be conduct unbecoming of a senior non-commissioned officer, and that would be bad juju for my over 21-year career. So I don't want to do that. Bicycle gas. Either way, I had an incident a few weeks ago. I don't know if you guys are picking this up because my mic is loud and my yap is soft because I got the braces. Where I was telling a joke, right? It wasn't offensive, and I brought this up in front of the squadron. I had to brief this. No, I didn't have to. I just chose to show that everybody is fallible. And again, that was a maturity level thing for me, because before I probably would have been like, man, whatever. I just would have ignored it. But I felt it was big enough for me to address the entire squadron to let them know, hey, the higher you go, the more closely you're watched. God, my braces are getting in my way. The higher you go, the more closely you are watched, the more closely you are scrutinized. And I wanted to show that, yes, I'm still human, and I don't expect them to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. I do practice what I preach, and so does other people in my leadership circle, right? So anyway, back to the story. I was telling a joke. Not super offensive. The person that we were telling the joke about was a part of the joke, which was even better, because the target audience generally is the person that's offended, and they will go report you or whatever. So it's not one of those things. It was a bystander type thing. This person wasn't a part of the joke, wasn't a part of our squadron, wasn't a part of our friend group. Just happened to be in our lunchroom at the time I was telling this joke, or being a part of the joke, and we were all cracking up. They just didn't quite get it. They ended up, I don't want to say they were butthurt. They weren't, but they kind of were. They were somewhat offended. I don't even know. It wasn't like a thing to be offended by, even if you were particularly sensitive. So whatever their reaction was, it was unsavory for them. Maybe we were too loud. Maybe we were just too belligerent in our delivery of the jokes, because it was violently funny. Either way, this person told someone else, a senior NCO, and that senior NCO came to me during the week when I'm in civies. I'm in civies, meaning I'm a civilian during the week. I'm like, of course, my first thoughts were, the fuck? Like, one, why was this dude here? Why are they all up in our business? It's our house. We should be able to relax at home. All the plethora of thoughts, all of the, 7 levels of denial or whatever it is, acceptance and all that crap. And then my second thought, which was the one I verbalized to the person and the one I verbalized to the squadron, was, you know what, you're right. I should be more cognizant of my surroundings. I should have been paying more attention. I know that I'm scrutinized higher than most people in the building. My bad. The second part is what I verbalized, but the first part is what my immediate feelings were. Back in the past, the first and second part would have been the same thing, and I'd have verbalized them both. That, to me, I think is maturity, because now I've taken the time to go, let me analyze what happened. Let me pay attention to the people that are delivering it to me. Let me pay attention to the situation at hand back then, and go, oh, you're right. I'll address it. Let's try not to make it happen again, because I'm still going to talk that shit. I can't. That's me. That's what I do. But I'm going to do it quieter. I'm going to do it out of sight, or within a closer group, or we're just going to pay more attention to our surroundings, because again, it wasn't anything overtly or even covertly offensive. It was just, I don't know what this person's deal was, but either way, it was brought to my attention, and I had to address it, because if I didn't, one, my young members, my airmen, would look at me like, yo, something happened, this dude didn't say nothing about it, he's trying to sweep it under the rug, leadership always blah 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 blah. We're not trying to do that under our reign, right? And two, because that's the right thing to do. No, somebody's wife is hot. That was mature, because I don't know, I don't have a justification for that, but I got nothing. Anyway, I now believe maturity is not just acting your age, but what it is you absorbing the information that's presented to you. And I believe maturity is mostly instant discernment, instant decision making based off of whatever's presented to you, like arguments, things I would have thought about 10 years ago. I hear it, I see it, I analyze it and I'm like, that ain't worth my time. I would have fought tooth and nail, drag down, fight. I'm like, I'm good. Or if somebody's doing a thing that I don't like, and if I can remove myself from the situation, I'm good. I don't have to protest their behavior. Or, social media. Big thing. This person posts something I don't like. Long press, block. Why? Not interested. Scroll. I don't need to post a nasty nasty comment. I mean, because probably, one, somebody already posted what I was thinking anyway. I'll just like that. And then I'll just go on about my day. I don't need to say, hey, you shouldn't have posted this. You should have thought better. And also, if somebody posts something that I don't like, I can either delete it or ignore it. I don't have to respond to it. And yes, of course, people like positive comments more. But this is real life. Like, I get it. You put your stuff out there, you're going to be judged. People get judged for their private life. So you think the stuff you're going to put online isn't judged? So that's, to me, the maturity is being accepting of, it's like, you can hate this video, and I have to deal with that. I'm okay with that. And I can ignore you. And you have to deal with that. And you have to be okay with that. And that's one of those things where I'm like, I have taken it, 1, to my troops, 2, to my daughter. Stuff I would have flipped out about before. I'm like, yo, all right, talk to me about it. Let's see what the dealio is. Hello. And let's work through it. I do the same thing with my troops. I had a supervisor last weekend. Hey, this person's late. They're supposed to be here on time. What are we gonna do for the disciplinary? I'm like, let's figure out if they're alive first. Let's do some health and well-being first. Safety first. Figure out why they're late. Get the reasoning. And then we can move on to the next step. Straight to punishment sucks. And also, I'm like, hey there, person who I'm your boss. You've had issues in the past. Did we go straight to punishment with you? Not necessarily. Depending on the situation, you have to use discernment. You have to use a little bit of tact. Which is another thing I review when I think about all the mistakes I made in my life. Yeah, I could have handled that situation better. Yeah, I could have made this decision a little quicker or a little slower, which is I do now. I take everything. So I think about stuff for 2-3 days. Even when I do something impulsive, like I want to buy some furniture, I'm like, let me look at it. Let me wait on this Memorial Day sale. And then let me think about it again. Because do I need this? No. Do I want it? Yes. Is it going to affect my life in a negative way? Not necessarily. It's going to affect my bank account in a negative way. And do I really want a $5,000 love sack? Yes, because I love the name and because they're comfy. Okay. Decision made. And it may seem like, oh, that's stupid. That's simple. It's a couch. I do that with everything. I do that with life choices. I do that with getting promotions. I do that with doing almost anything. And to me, it's, I want to say it's life-changing. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Go ahead and put your comments below. Tell me what you think maturity is. Tell me how mature you think you are. Because I know I still got some maturing to do. But I won't know how mature I was now until I mature more later. And later, I'm out.